This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Parrish, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
This is Jam DeMatteis, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Let it rise. Hello and welcome back to another funny-filled Friday of the Capes and Lunatics. I am Phil. Join me as always. It is that amped up mustache from New Jersey ready to take down Omni-Man. It is
Charlie the Professor Essa.
And the dog whisperer from Florida. It is
Little Hellfire.
those dogs are getting old, man. You can't expect them to be dragging 200, 225 pound men to that backyard with Hellfire. Come on.
Oh, if you're not 180 and I can't throw you over my shoulder myself, I don't want it. No offense.
Ooh, I want to try that. Get up there. I'll let you carry me home while bodyguard staff.
Over the shoulder. I'm not carrying you in my arms. That is reserved for my puppies only.
Ah, okay.
That's actually not a good way to carry people, by the way. In front of you like that. Really, always over the shoulder. Unless they've got like a spinal injury, it's really dangerous to carry them any other way.
Damn the physics! I don't care.
Yeah, he likes DC stuff. Come on, he don't care about physics.
Oh, listen,
My goodness!
You're the only one here who hasn't seen the finale of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I mean, TikTok ruined it for me. I mean, I don't care about spoilers.
Okay. Well, Charlie and I will discuss it on Super Connectivity, and then him and Mozzie will talk it on full stream ahead.
We'll do the deep dive discussion.
Yeah, I always just wait for them to tell me. Like, honestly, the Marvel shows I don't really watch. I just listen to Full Steam Ahead or Enough Said or whatever to get caught up. That's it. Like podcasts. It's like, yeah, I'm interested in that show. Just tell me.
You're like a blind person. Charlie Esser will describe it to me.
Exactly. Him and Maz go deep, man.
I know.
It's a podcast for the intellectual. Oh, is everything okay? No. Okay. Sorry. I think something broke. Just give me a minute.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay, that's fine. I have a DC pop.
Okay, now that he's gone, what can we talk about? What crude jokes?
Yeah, just wait. What are you trying to do over there anyway?
But I'm going to ask you, because Charlie will have no idea. Did you see in July that whole Superman reboot thing in the comic?
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
We're not on Patreon, but yeah, they messed it up. So they're scrambling. The numbers finally came in and stuff, and it set in like they did a bad thing, and now he's in control of Justice League. So we're in dangerous territory right now. Who is that? Howdy, Facebook user.
It's probably Russell. I can't tell, but I would assume Howdy is Russell. Yeah. But yeah, no, over in Justice League, and this, of course, Naomi's the big. Well, Naomi and Black Adam are the big thing.
Everything has to be addressed.
I mean, unbridled, unreined in Bendis. We know how that goes. Naomi, let's be honest. Naomi was a collaborative effort. And that's why it's a gem. He was reined in, and he had ideas to bounce off, and somebody to say, "Hey, maybe not."
And it's like, again, Justice League was at 60 came out this week, and it's a lot of talky. I'm like, okay,
here it goes. Avengers, here we come, baby.
I didn't have to look at the credits. I know who wrote this. But no, in July, for those of you who don't know, so they're canceling the Superman book, and they're starting Superman, Son of Kal-El, which will be John Kent as Superman, and then Grant Morrison's writing Superman and the Authority, and it's like, except for Apollo and Midnighter, the original Authority is not even in it. It's like Midnighter, Apollo, Manchester Black. There's like, who else is on there?
I don't know what's going on over there, but
Superman's wearing gloves. I'm like, what's going on?
I have so many feelings, and it's all just numb. It's just like, make it stop, burn it to the ground, and make it stop. It's time to start fresh, my friends.
I mean, just how hard is it just to do classic Superman?
That's obviously what everybody wants. I say just stop making Superman comic books except for action, obviously, and focus on another good, well-written Superman animated series. That's where the merch is. I'm just saying.
They could do that stuff. Couldn't they do that stuff in like?
They don't need to write Superman anymore. They don't know what to do with it. They don't know who he is.
Can't they do that stuff in like seasons or something? It's it's just like do season 1, season 2, or whatever. Take a couple months off in between. I don't know.
Yeah, it's clearly they're burnt out, and I'm just over it. They're really ruining that brand.
Okay, I had to look at my phone, but I know your mystery identity. Ray.
What? Oh, I was gonna say, what's Ray doing up? But
it's
he's probably at work. He's probably on his lunch break.
Oh, it's probably Saturday morning there. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're right. Saturday afternoon.
It's Saturday.
Who knows about the land down under?
Whoa! And plus, he was sick, so he may be watching us from bed. Hey, Ray.
All delirious, hopped up on cough syrup.
Saturday
morning.
But yeah, I mean,
you better be editing my Moon Knight episode.
Playing Jenga with Ben. Nice. Yeah, that's right, kids. So those of you who don't know, yes, the same day this hits the podcast, you can hear Ray on over on Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks on We Are the Night, the Batman podcast.
See,
and then of course you can hear Lilith Hellfire with Noel. God help him, Looney Tunes Tate. On
he was so adorable. No, he was really amazing to work with. Such a sweet guy, and he's kind of like me, but it's kind of a shocking episode.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I had fun.
There he is.
Sorry, I forgot to mute my mic.
That's all right. We were talking some DC Comics news.
Oh, DC Comics news. What's the new DC Comics? Oh,
I don't know if you heard the big Superman stuff. Like they're canceling the regular Superman book, and John Kent's going to be like Superman in a new Superman book, and then Grant Morrison's writing Superman and the Authority.
Yeah, so they're going to be doing and it's like all cosmic Superman, right? Going off Earth to, I don't know, fight cosmic. They're basically doing Silver Surfer with Superman. Is that the idea? Or?
It looks like that maybe an action, but yeah, I don't know what the Authority is going to be.
Okay, here's my thing. If you really want to save Superman, give him the team up book with Lobo. It's what everybody wants. It'll sell like hotcakes.
Oh,
Superman
that would be a great,
a la Green Lantern and Green Arrow.
That'd be a great buddy cop, One's clean, one's messy, one's a loose cannon.
Exactly.
One is the symbol of hope for all the universe.
Oh, I can't wait to hear freaking Tyler's opinion on that one.
Oh yeah. I think he's always willing to give it a chance, but
no, actually. What you mean? You mean Superman? Superman Lobo team up?
Superman with gloves. Okay, Superman with gloves. We don't do that here.
Why is Superman wearing? So is the Jonathan Superman wearing gloves?
No.
Regular Superman's wearing gloves. I'm just trying to understand what's happening.
In the Authority,
they don't even know.
I know because
unless
the cover's a red herring, it's like he's wearing some weird new thing in the Superman and the Authority, but on Action Comics cover, it looks like he's wearing his regular costume. I don't know.
So I'm guessing like Superman and the Authority, that's supposed to be like Batman Incorporated, but for Superman. So he's creating his own kind of cosmic.
Well, the Authority was its own thing, and it's not even the original Authority lineup.
I mean,
but the Authority was like the manufactured superhero team, correct? Was that what it was?
Apollo and Midnighter.
Not really heroes, but
they they were a team under control of somebody else, correct?
Was that originally Wildstorm or something? Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
the version of the Justice League with Apollo and Midnighter and stuff. Yeah, those two are the only ones
And
from the
then
original
Kiss.
on there. Yeah, and then it's weird,
Well,
Manchester.
Midnighter especially now.
Oh, and then Manchester Black is going to be on there. It's like, okay, this is Superman.
Well, they got it
Manchester
fixed after
Black
Supergirl ruined that character. So, yikes!
Wait, which Supergirl the TV show or Supergirl the comic?
Yes, Supergirl the TV show.
Okay. Oh, they had Manchester Black on there.
What was that? Season 3?
Something like that. And they were very on the nose. He was black, so.
Oh well, was he at least from Manchester?
Yeah, he had an accent, didn't he? He was
Yeah,
good, wasn't he? Yeah.
That was the stick that kind of was just like, okay, Supergirl, we're done here.
But I mean,
moving along home now. We're done here.
I mean, what's up with July? Because it seems like Marvel and DC are dropping like a bunch of stuff in July. Because I know last week we were talking about the new Moon Knight book, and then the Superman stuff, and then did you see what else DC is doing in July? They're putting out a 8-issue miniseries, Blue and Gold with
yeah, that I'm actually excited about because that's been in the works for a really long time. So I guess that movie's not getting made from the way that I understand it, because that's basically just the script chopped into a comic book. So.
Oh, really? I thought they said I thought they said it was by Dan Jurgens. So did he adapt it, or?
That's what it seemed like. I'm just saying, it just seems like that's kind of odd.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. I don't think anyone was clamoring for the Booster Gold Blue
No,
Beetle
people
book.
definitely want Booster
Or movie.
Gold, and no, they do, or a TV show. They definitely want something with them, live action.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I'll go along with it. I'll allow it.
No, that's every season. Like, if you know, every season on Legends. When's Booster Gold gonna show up already?
Well, yeah, I understand fans want that, and I'm certain there's a lot of writers who want to write that story. I'm just saying it's that idea of, does this have the popular penetration that you want in a...
Well, Shazam sure as hell didn't, and they made it work, is my point.
Well,
he has
Shazam,
his fans, but it's not a big fan base.
But Shazam had already had a number of live-action adaptations prior to that. So Shazam's... The TV show, the serials, the cartoons. Shazam actually has a fairly surprising presence for a secondary character from a completely third comics group. Shazam does have a real cultural identity.
I mean, all the people that like the serials are dead, I'm pretty sure, but
no, but it just has an existence.
Yeah, a lot of things surprise.
People know about Shazam. That's the idea. People know the idea of Shazam and the lightning bolt and all the nonsense.
But in the world of the
it's in the zeitgeist.
In the whole Snyderverse thing, did they just do Shazam so they could get the Black Adam?
Basically, they weren't really concerned with it.
Hey, he's joining the Justice League.
Well, he's in
big redemption arc.
Yes, he's he's big over in Justice League now. Him and Naomi, because you know who's
we had to put some color on that team.
Well, you know who's the book, right?
Spend yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, look. Here's what I'll say: Black Adam. He started a hero, lived long enough to become a villain, and now he's lived long enough to become the hero again.
Because he has a movie coming up.
Well, yeah, and he's getting played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So you have to have this redemption arc, because at the best, he has to be a conflicted hero. He has to be Dr. Doom being the hero. He has to be Baron Zemo being the hero. He has to be this character
Fugazi. Gotcha.
But it mean no Swedish taffy or no Turkish delight.
Turkish delight, yes. No, that's Swedish fish.
That just reminds me of Lion Witch in the Wardrobe. Sorry.
Well, that's what it's supposed to do. That's what it's supposed to do. I mean, that's the thing. You weren't supposed to both Zemo. See, you weren't supposed to like Zemo. You were supposed to
love him.
The kids are stupid. Lilith, I thought you knew that.
No, I do. I mean, there's a lot of good guy Hitler rhetoric running around the internet, so I totally knew they were going to love Zemo.
Oh, yeah. And the thing with John Walker is they really made him a complex, interesting character, but we'll talk about that in the next show. And yeah, everyone's all mad at John Walker. It's like, okay, great. Have your mad. You're supposed to be mad at him. You were also supposed to be mad at Zemo. You were not supposed to just get blinded by the lies, but the man has a 800-year-old retainer. That should tell you something.
I mean, I think people are just mad at people are mad at John Walker because he's not Steve Rogers, and people know what Zemo is, so it's like, oh, that's just Zemo being Zemo.
It's just another lovable Nazi. Why not?
Exactly. But yeah, no.
I see nothing.
DC's a mess. I can't put any more energy into it. I sent them a business plan. If they read it, they read it. If they implement it, they implement it. I don't care anymore.
I, for one, am getting excited about DC. I don't know. I just asked to have Robin #1 pulled for me next week.
Oh.
Because I love Damian. I'm sorry, Damian Wayne, talk about your lovable nihilists. He is just beautiful. And just everything you want in a bratty, precocious Superman.
Oh my God! And Lilith Hellfire's favorite character is going to be showing up. I don't know if it's the end of the first issue or the second issue, but Lilith Hellfire's favorite character is showing up there.
Which is
Connor Hawk.
Oh
wow! They just want that book to not do well. At this point, they're just doing it for the insurance scam, I'm sure.
Oh, come on. Son of Batman meets Son of Green Arrow. Come on.
No! No!
Do they? Is Talia al Ghul both of their mothers? Just out of curiosity, I don't know.
I mean,
Ali, why are they doing this to you?
Originally, no,
so
but
sorry.
I mean, this is the first time I think he's shown up in this continuity, so who knows?
Who knows? Well,
if they brought back Shadow and then like her and Talia had like a beef, I'd be down for that.
Oh my!
They both love the drug people, so they have that in common.
True.
I am excited for whatever it is.
Does make sense now that I think about it. It does.
What?
Not that I want to read it, but it makes sense.
Well, I'm here for it, so that you can take that either as a warning or an endorsement. No, I'm actually looking forward to the next issue of Green Lantern too. I kind of want to see where that's going. I'm feeling some DC vibes lately,
Hi.
and there might
More
be something.
indie comics for me. I don't care. I'm gonna give people money that it actually matters.
You'll still read an occasional Marvel. It's like, but I'm just like.
I mean, I read Spider-Man because obviously we do Ultimate Spider-Cast.
Yeah, I mean, you're not reading any. You're reading some X-Men, aren't you?
I'm still hanging on to Marauders, but by a very thin string. I'm hanging on by a string, man.
Well, did you see like in that X-Men Legends they got coming up? First, they're doing like a story about that, the original X Factor team, and then the arc after that, Peter David's coming in to do his X Factor.
Okay, I might read that, or I might just wait for the trade. I don't know. I'm just a wait for the trade kind of person at this point because I don't have time to invest. I just don't. I've got so many TV shows I'm backed up on, so many book series that I'm binging right now. Like
Floppies are like commercials to her. She needs the trade.
So, did you guys talk Invincible already, or
no?
Of course not.
Yeah, no, let's get to Invincible. Yeah, no.
Oh, okay, yeah. So here's my big question: were they implying that the Immortal was Abraham Lincoln?
I believe they did that in the comic, didn't they, Lilith?
Yes, and it always gave me Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer.
I loved it, actually. I was down for there on that. And it's like I didn't get it until that moment, and then it was like, oh, okay. I don't know his whole story, but I like it. I like that he's got apparently ultimate Deadpool healing factor, which is great.
I mean, he basically gets the Vandal Savage origin. He's a cave.
Yeah.
He gets, strange meteor, becomes immortal, and I guess he can usually heal. And again, here he kind of did once his head got reattached, and one of the Maulers pounded on his chest.
Yeah, and he can fly and all that other stuff. So it's like it is pretty cool seeing the Immortal back, and again, obviously not the last we're going to get of him. 'Cause he already came back once, and this time he didn't even tear him apart. He just like, ripped him apart. And he was like, "Oh, okay." So, pushed his hand through him. It's like, you know,
punched through him. Yeah.
if we're gonna assume that the man had previously been shot in the head, you know.
Well, and had his head taken off. You know.
Well, exactly. It's like clearly this man is able to come back, so that was pretty awesome.
That's right, kids. Spoilers: Abraham Lincoln almost took down Omni-Man this episode.
Yeah, and it's just with the whole thing. It's really great, and you know, I get the idea that's the thing. It's like not having ever read the books, and I really haven't gone to read them because I don't want it to be spoiled for me. Or to do super deep research on it because
so many things. You'd be okay.
Yeah, which they should. Quite frankly, I'm curious as to what it is, and I get the idea that there's this idea that maybe he was supposed to come here and enslave the Earth, and then he fell in love, and you know that whole tangent.
Origin.
Oh.
You know. Well, for real. Well, you know,
he only cares about Lois. Let's all be honest about that.
No, he cares about of course, he also cares about
dead
Martian Manhunter. You know, his mom, and cares about the Kents. He cares about Lois. He cares about Jimmy.
And once they're dead, what does he do? Loses his poop.
Well, yeah, that is a recurring theme. You know,
as long as we have someone with a double L around, we'll always be safe.
Yes.
They should have named Jimmy Olsen Larry Lawson then.
Yeah, well, no, because you know, then oh boy,
had to break up the monotony. I know,
but I guess the only thing that I don't want to hate Omni-Man because I do think that there's a lot more to his story than we've gotten, and it's like, why now is the time to kill the Guardians? That's sort of the question, and that there might be something deeper to it. It could be here, you know, and why he won't talk about it. It's like, what exactly is the issue here?
Secrets. That's the bread and butter of heroes, don't you know?
Well, I was going to say, what big event happened in episode 1 in his life?
What happened in episode 1?
His son got powers.
Yeah, but why does that mean he has to kill the other superhumans?
A beacon.
What?
They actually can breed and be successful. That's not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
Oh, but
I mean,
no, go ahead.
Well, no, I don't know. It seems like a thing to do. It seems premature in that action. You know,
it's so much though, and like it's a lot that goes down in the comic books, and it did kind of drag a little bit. So I feel like they kind of amped it up for TV adaptation.
Yeah. So like, if you want to get into that idea, like, oh, he was worried because now that there were two, whatever Omnicronians or whatever they are, you know, that they would have been, that he feared that they would be targeted by these other top-level superhumans. Okay, that's an interesting argument, but it's also kind of a short-sighted argument on that rushed time schedule. You know,
I just wonder. Like, me and Loth read the book. We know why he does it in the book. I just wonder if they're going to flip the script and do a different reason, just so people.
I feel like he definitely is. Like I said, he definitely said he wanted to do some things differently for the TV adaptation.
Yeah.
Than he has been, so I do feel like that reason.
I mean, that would be the biggest thing you could change, I think.
Yeah, well, especially if there is this idea of there being this antagonistic relationship between Omni-Man and the Earthbound heroes. And it goes into this idea that, you know, if they tolerated him because he was singular, and now that he is doubled, it means that they're going to accelerate their plans against them. That's problematic. And so, you know, taking that preemptive strike, well, not always the best diplomatic goal, is not necessarily unwarranted in this situation. But, you know, we'll see what happens. But I enjoyed this episode. Do you know how many episodes there are for this?
I believe next week's the finale. Season 1 finale, I
Yeah.
believe.
So we're gonna be at it's an 8 episode block, which is good.
And I'm assuming, it's going to be him explaining to Mark his whole why things have gone the way they've gone.
Yeah, and I can get behind the idea that our species is meant to go and we take over these species because maybe we breed true, or maybe that the whatever it is, genetics do kind of dominate a world. Although we also have these weird alien spore things, the little starros that were coming over with the Martians, which is a nice little hanging plot thread that we're gonna have to deal with at some point. So lots of things to have happen.
It's very fast paced. I was kind of bummed that they didn't do the full 10, like give it a double digit, but it's very high quality animation. I like it. It's very fluid, very dynamic, looks super great. So if you have to keep the count down to keep that quality of animation and also the cost, obviously, I'm okay with it.
And like I said, the animation looks so much like the comic too. It's
Yeah, I love that. And then it also feels like a throwback to 90s animation, because animation these days, I'm just old. I don't dig it. Like, I don't like these new art styles. I don't. Like, Rick and Morty's pushing it, but it's funny, so like it's its saving grace. But like that art style drives me absolutely insane.
Well, it's a throwback to the old rubber hose arm.
Yeah, I know. I don't want it.
Okay, well,
I tend to just listen to it, to be honest.
There's something my friend used to say about music, was that basically that all rock is the exact same. It's just whether or not they speed it up or slow it down. And that, grunge is just punk slowed down, and, punk with, grunge is punk slowed down, and it's just all these people just messing with the meter and the timing of it. And that's sort of what art styles do too, is like, they get to a certain point where they've done what they want to do. Now they go back and look at what we did in the past and say, well, how can we incorporate some of the things that inspired us as far as animation and bring it into our story now, and that's sort of what they want to do. And they're getting into that idea of how do you express emotion and character in a minimal way, so that you are creating almost a universal language of
Look, I can't
animation.
talk. South Park's my favorite, okay? Like, I can't talk. I have no room to talk.
Yeah.
South Park is my favorite.
Yeah.
That tells you everything you need to know about me. But
Which, again, is a very minimalist cartoon.
exactly.
they improved a little
But
bit.
also very, very expressive, because for whatever else you want to say about Matt and Trey, they really understand how you communicate an idea with animation. And of course, they're willing to tell all kinds of very crazy and out there stories. They're very unmoored from reality, and that's their shtick. Because whether live action never works quite as well popularly.
Outside of Basketball. Masterpiece.
No. Basketball is a great film. I love Basketball, but you would be lying if you ever said Basketball was as popular as any of their other works.
No, that would be Orgasmo or Book of Mormon.
Well, Book of Mormon
That's
is
a
very
whole
popular.
different bag of hammers.
But you know what? But that's also popular as a Broadway show. And Broadway popularity is not always mainstream popularity. Like, people know about...
Ask like everyday schmoes. The musicals are going to be like Book of Mormon, Wicked, and Rent, I think, are the
but what I'm saying is people know those shows exist. As to what those shows are beyond a few catchy tunes and the idea that there is a show about this, it's like Cats. You make a Cats movie.
Well,
maybe you shouldn't have made a Cats movie.
Butts out like that. That's a whole other bag of hammers as well. We don't talk about Cats. I saw so many reviewers just lost in the depths of madness from that movie.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. But Cats, as a Broadway musical, was insanely popular.
I think it was just the same 600 people going to see it every night. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, but to be fair, that's kind of the gig in Broadway. You want to have a thing that people just go to
the same
regularly.
600 people.
The same. To be fair, you have about 300 who are the same, and then 300 who are tourists who are cycling through. You know, that's the business model, and it's a great business model, and you can even take it on the road, and people love that. But, you know, when you talk about that thing that is a live theater production, its popularity is not necessarily translatable to a recorded entertainment.
I don't even know South Park's really popular, to be honest.
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. South Park is very popular. I'm saying basketball is much, much less so. And I think Book of Mormon is probably maybe just a little bit above basketball.
Yeah, how old are both of those? I mean, those are both at least what?
They've been there my whole life, pretty much. So, like the Simpsons and Family Guy before, you know, they've just always been there. So,
I remember when the Simpsons were on Tracy Ullman.
It was
a glorious time.
I told you, me and Bart Simpson were close to the same age when that thing started. I mean, they're on like what, season 31 or 32?
Yeah.
You're old, Philip. I know.
Since I've been watching TV, the Simpsons have been on. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah, any other things you want to talk about? By the way, yeah, I mean, if you were waiting to binge it, to binge Invincible, I think you should take a break in between each episode. Honestly, whether it be just a 20-minute like snack break or something, don't just binge it all the way through. Or at least there are some things you need to digest.
Or at least break it up. Do maybe like two, and two.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what I'll say is I actually think all entertainment is better with pauses to digest and say, what did I just read?
This is the Netflix original.
Well, are you saying that as like it's just you don't want to think too hard about it?
Just to get it over with for the most part, unless it's like your Stranger Things or some other thing like that. But like anything that's not like one of their prestige shows, yeah, you can just binge that sucker all 3 seasons because you know it ain't getting a 4th straight through till dawn. You know.
Oh, but before we move on, Charlie, what did you think about the whole Robot Man thing?
Ooh, yeah.
Well, I mean, I was curious what it was. I wasn't sure if he was growing a body. And even up until the final reveal, I wasn't sure if it was growing a body or it was that it was his body. Because my original thought was, something happened to him and then he created the robot. But as it was, no, he's just crazy deformed. And that's cool. It was a very touching and beautiful thing. Still don't know why he's using what's his name's DNA.
Because Robot Man is basically in love with Monster Girl, and she thought what's his face was attractive, so he.
Yeah, I know it's weird, but it's cool. I'm fine with it. I'm not quite sure why Robot Man's human body doesn't now have superpowers. So that's because I don't know how people get superpowers in this universe. That's like one of those big.
Nobody does. It's a secret.
Yeah, it's kind of like in the Incredibles universe where people just get powers.
I mean, look at Walking Dead. Kirkman is not big on giving origins on anything.
Yeah, but as it stands, it's pretty cool.
It'll be always like because you hype it up in your head so much, you'll never live up to that hype. So.
Yeah. So, but within the concept, I really liked the Robot Man story. I thought it was nice. It's nice to have a third character named. Well, no, this one's just called Robot. It's not Robot Man. Because there's already like 3 or 4 robot men out there, so
and they actually applied the Charlie Esser logic. It's like, no, we're not transferring your mind into the new body. We're just making a copy of it.
Yeah, well, exactly, which is true. And he's like, I know that. I'm not an idiot. And also, like, I kind of want this body to die. And if my memories go on somewhere else, I'm cool with that because I'm super intelligent. I'm probably an atheist anyway. So, it's like I'm not worried about my immortal soul at this point. I'm just like, could all these memories go on and have more adventures without me? That's cool. And it was kind of cool. Like, that's why we always never know who's the real one. And it's although you would think that they might think to, like, right, I'm the real one on their arm before they go in. But the idea that the other one wakes up and. I was a little disappointed he didn't call himself brother, but I guess maybe that would have been a little too maudlin.
Yeah, I mean, I always when I've read the comics, I always took that as like, is that like, taking on, kind of homaging or making fun of this clone saga, Spider-Man clone saga of the 90s.
Yeah, well, I don't even think it's even. I mean, maybe it is. I mean, clones are. Clone Saga wasn't even the first clones.
I know.
So,
I could just see him like he's a big fan of comics. So I could see, like Global Guardians with the Justice League. He's modding the Clone Saga.
Yeah.
All the superhero cliches he's throwing.
What I don't get about the Mahler brothers is why do they only do 2 at a time? That's like the big question for me for the Mahler brothers. It's like they should probably do 4 or 5 or 6 at a time. It's like, why not?
They might only be, I don't know. They can only the genetic material. There's something. They probably got to save up for something.
Well, I guess the argument. Oh, actually, no. It kind of makes sense in the idea that eventually you would have too much differentiation between the memory patterns of each clone. So if that's how you get those ones that want to start to redefine themselves and no, I actually just want to paint, man. I don't want to take over the world with you guys. I just want to be an artist, man.
And again, you want 5 other people around go, no, I'm the real one. No, I'm the real one.
I wrote it on my arm this time. That's how I know. See, I'm the real one. None of you did that. That's how we know you guys are all the clones.
Wait a minute. We got another old man weighing in. What you say, Ray?
Another old man.
Hey, he's older than me.
Comics. It's
totally
comics.
agree. Totally agree. I'm not a fan of this modern mentality of getting everything quickly and speeding through content. Steve, little old man.
Back in my day, we had to wait 6 months in Australia, see?
6 months. As you guys say, there's no time spent now to absorb and appreciate things properly these days.
Yes.
Oh, he sent me a picture.
Slow down.
He sent me a picture. Him and Finn are watching us on the TV. Hi, Finn. Finn turned around and go, what? TV talking to me?
So, yeah, I mean, Invincible is really good as a show. And I like that there is this. I mean, it's a lot of ultra violence, and that's cool if you like ultra violence.
My name, Raw, as you know.
Well, the kids today like the murders. So
the murders in their texting, to quote Supernatural.
Yes, and
there's two crime murder podcasts, and their text is and.
Yes, well, you always want to know, who's doing the murders. Is it Sasquatch? Is it somebody else? I don't know. So, hey, you want to talk some comics real quick?
Yeah, you guys start. I have to grab my books from the other room. I forgot.
Okay, but we got to wait for the theme song.
Oh.
Yes. I'm like,
play the theme song and I'll start it.
Phil's Comics Corner.
And go.
Okay. And go. Get your books. Okay. So I won't do this one because I know Phil read it.
He did. Good for him.
Well, he said he did. I don't know. Okay, so that was my indie book this week. Hey, let's talk Batman 0 Point.
You
the big Tristan wanted it because he plays Fortnite and so he needed the codes.
Ah, gotcha.
Oh, you know what? I was going to read that.
No, you play. What? I'm not supposed to say you're a fan of Fortnite?
It was actually,
everybody's a fan of Fortnite. My grandma plays Fortnite.
You know what's weird? I was going to read that because it's already on DC Universe Infinite.
Yeah. It's an interesting story. It's an interesting way to approach the idea of established character pulled into an alternate universe that is also a video game that is straight up crazy. We got a nice scene with Batman and Gordon discussing the rift that has shown up in the sky above Gotham. Batman doesn't think, hey, you know what, this is kind of out of my league. Maybe I should call Batman or call Superman or somebody. Get me a lantern or something in there. But, we have him, Harley Quinn was the last one to the rift because a bunch of other people have already gone through the rift. We don't know who they are yet, though, but apparently there will be some Batman rogues. We'll find out in future episodes. And this is what's most interesting on it is Harley falls in, Batman's observing, and then Catwoman straight up kicks him in. Dun dun dun. And then Batman gets into the universe. He's trying to figure stuff out, and then he realizes that, and he's all up in his head, and he's like trying to figure. It's like, okay, where am I? What's going on? Da, da, da. And he's like, he gets attacked by a guy, and then he suddenly realizes, I can't talk. Says he's going to try and communicate with him with sign language. He's like, wait, I don't know who I am. I know everything, but I don't know who I am. And so he is now dealing with the fact that he has a complete mind wipe in a crazy world. There are teddy bear people he's going to have to fight. Where's the teddy bear people? They're here somewhere. There they are, teddy bear people. And he eventually runs into, of course, Catwoman, who he recognizes but doesn't know who they are. But they both recognize each other because apparently no one can talk and no one remembers exactly who they are, but they know how to fight together and yada, yada, yada. And they quickly defeat all the bad guys or the other guys because really, is there any good or bad in this situation? They're all Fortnite people. And then as the rift encircles them, the storm encircles them, Batman seems to be giving up, but is just glad to have time with this strange person. Who were they? His partner, his friend, his lover. We don't know yet. So, and that is Fortnite. Tristan already redeemed. Oh, yeah. There's a new Stargirl book coming, I think they said in July or June.
Of course, July.
Yeah, that's been in all the books. That's what I'm saying, man. July's like a big...
Well, they have to make up for lost time, at the beginning of the pandemic.
True.
So, see, all this stuff they've probably been sitting on.
Exactly. And spring break special. Oh no, it's coming in May. Spring break special. So next month we get our Stargirl book. I may pick that one up too, quite frankly. It's written by Jeff Johns.
Right in time for the TV show, right?
They've had that in all the DC books. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not for nothing. I enjoy Stargirl as a character. See, I like I always like secondary characters in DC for the most part, I guess like the biggest character is Green Lantern that I'm somewhat a fan of, but if you're kind of an obscure rogue or hero in DC, I kind of like that. So Stargirl and Robin I may be picking up.
All right, you DC Stan, are you done?
Sorry.
I got
bizarre Mandela effect. What universe am I? Quick, somebody give me the universe code. Is it 976 still? Is it?
I got my independent book ready to go.
Would that be Radiant Black?
That's right.
Oh, yes. We tell him who wrote it, and he's all in all of a sudden. This guy.
Well,
why did you join the indie party?
It was we actually spoke with the author. He's a very nice person, and I really liked the framing device in this of someone struggling with telling a story, which is, I mean, for a writer, there's a great Kids in the Hall sketch called, well, it's not, it doesn't have a name, but it's like about a writer trying to write. And he's like, write what you know, write what you know. I don't know anything. It's about this writer working through his writer's block. And it's just everything he's writing stream of conscious as he's trying to work through his writer's block. Of course, it becomes a big hit. So I like that. I like that idea of the process of writing, of how he's coming to terms with how to tell a story, how to do a character. And I love the fact that this is so slice of life within a superhero context. His friends coming up with crazy names and logos and the like. And, aside from one big dream sequence fight, where he kind of seems to fight himself, dun dun dun, we actually, his one big superhero moment is when he can't change the tires, so he just does a Superman and flies them to the football game. Yay!
If only it was that easy. I hate AAA. They are the worst.
Or you could just know how to change a tire yourself, Lilith.
I don't. I do, but
like
I don't
an
want to
animal.
get dirty.
Okay. But all this
You
gives
know
them
what
that moment.
commercials Charlie has her? Do you think she's going to change her own tire?
I mean, if I have to, I can. But I mean, I do pay for AAA. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Although, you should just actually take care of your tires so they don't just blow out on you. You should know when
Well,
you're
you
getting
can always
near
run
the
over.
wear.
I'm in Florida. There's beer bottles everywhere, buddy. You can't avoid it.
If you have a good enough tread, a beer bottle won't break a tire.
There's
Only a nail or a piece of metal will do that.
There's hurricanes
anyway.
through there every 2 weeks. There's debris all
That
over
is
this
true.
place.
But I love the fact that after his harrowing, he actually gets his inspiration. He figures out how he's going to start his story, and then he does his writing for the day. Yay, nerd!
Have you written your 10 pages? Paging all writers, have you written your 10 pages today?
Yeah. I actually have to go back because there is a little short story in the back that I have to read, which I did not have time to do yet this week. But I'm going to go back and I'm going to read that story because that's like, oh, wow. Because I really like the story he wrote in this story. So I think that little one-page story will be a lot of fun to read as well. So yes, Radiant Black, 2 thumbs up. You should be reading it.
I'd love to talk to him again.
You should be.
I'd love to talk to him again and be like, did you, just come up with that,
When you were
enough of
stuck for a
to
story,
issue?
you're like,
Or no, yeah, was this like a story you were writing that like years ago, or was this just something you came up with for the book? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
But
in
it's a
the
good-
file. It was in the file next to the newspaper clipping.
And it's a neat story,
Oh, yeah.
Woman. Although I gotta say, my only one flaw with it is like, people, you rob a bank, especially a bank that does dirty stuff. People lurking for you. There's no, I got away scot-free,
Voodoo.
But that's what's going to involve as he's working through his writing. We understand that. He's just looking for that starting point. What is the idea?
And like the art on this book is incredible also.
Oh, yeah. That is, let's see, that's Marcelo Costa.
Yep.
With,
Back then, wait. There was 2 different covers. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Marcelo Costa. Yeah, cover. Becca Carey did the cover, and cover C was Johnny Montes. I was trying to see who the inker was. We don't get an inker on this. We don't even get a colorist on this. What up?
Probably digitally done.
I mean, I didn't even
Yeah.
ask, but I know when my comic shop guy saw I was buying this, he said it's been selling pretty good. So
Yeah, well, it's a
Nice to
good
hear.
book, and I'm glad it is.
But it's mainly because it's writer driven.
yeah, wasn't there or weren't they saying like I don't know, they might like start spinning more superhero stuff over an Image, like maybe
Like
like
we were saying, they
universe.
definitely need something other than Spawn, so I can see it.
Yeah, because
They
like
want to diversify.
I mean they don't have Walking Dead anymore, so it's like yeah, they need something.
And to be fair, it's a living genre right now. People like that modern mythology. So, yeah, why not put out a story about superheroes? Because the kids seem to like the superheroes again this week.
Oh yeah, I'm sure everyone's going
Or
to.
the middle-aged men seem to like the superheroes this week. And it doesn't matter who's buying it, so long as they keep on buying it.
Well, again, it's like how many different media are looking for superhero stuff because that's the hot thing now. So it's like you never know when I mean, look, Amazon picked up, Invincibles, the boy and the boy.
I mean, and for what it's worth, like Bitterroot is already like signing deals over at Legendary. Yeah, I mean, basically they're looking for what's the next thing. So, and you don't have a next thing unless you're building a next thing. So, it behooves every comic book creator right now to be creating comic books. Because even if you don't make it
creator owned.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, exactly, because then you get the money. But the idea is But if you don't put stuff out there, you're not going to catch that zeitgeist, and you're not going to have the story that gets to be the indie darling that grows into something bigger. You got to get it out there, and just like in the 30s and the 40s, just throwing ideas at the wall. One of these heroes is going to stick. It's going to be the Captain America, or it's going to be Destroyer, or it's going to be,
Human Torch. Name all the Submariner.
Human Torch, or Mentalo, the world's smartest man.
Name all the Submariners, eh?
Yes, you go pick up the 11, man. Or the 12. I'm sorry, the 12. That'll tell you everything you need to know about comic books in the 40s. It's like he's a rock man. It's like Submariner, but he lives underground, and he's a big beefy dude. He's got a drill machine. We're gonna call him the U.S. agent.
Oh,
It'll be big. Yeah, people forget Rockman was the first U.S. agent. It's an old Marvel copyright. That's why they brought it back. They said, man, it would be awful if someone else ever used that U.S. agent tag.
I mean, if you wanted to use U.S. agent, at this point, would you be like, oh, that's part of Captain America. I really can't use that.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Oh, the Disney lawyers?
Because it is a stupid name, except for that.
Exactly.
Even Val seems like she's like, just keep that in your head. We're not going to actually use that. That's stupid.
I know. I mean, we'll get the Falcon and Winter Soldier and super connectivity, but when he calls her Val, I'm like, oh, there's your Val Cooper Easter egg.
I know. I mentioned that last episode.
I know. But did you see one of Carly's men was named Lennox?
Oh, who's Lennox?
Hold on. Lennox was the last name of, I forget, it was either left winger or right.
Oh, right, left winger, right winger. Yeah, okay, yeah. And because that is one thing about. Oh, gee, when was the last time something like that happened? And okay.
Oh, an explosion.
Maybe we're going to revisit that later.
Explosion, yes.
Yes.
Hello, Little Hellfire. Do you have a book you would like to drop?
I do. Speaking of Image Comics, they have a book. I don't know if I talked about this book before, but it's called Stray Dogs #3. So it's cute dogs solving murders. Like literally, that's the plot.
Wait, are they stray dogs or cute dogs?
They can be both.
Look at Little's house.
Can they though? No, those aren't strays. Those are cared for independent dogs at best.
No, stray dogs can be cute dogs. I've adopted plenty.
Oh, okay. I'll take your word for
it. Yes, they're ragamuffins, but they're cute and endearing.
Okay.
So yeah, this one is about they're at a farmhouse and there's something under the floorboards and dogs are going to be dogs and dig up a dead body. The art style is like kind of Balto-ish. So if you like that movie, the animated movie, that's what that artwork reminds me of. So it's cute. It's dogs solving a murder. That's like my two favorite things: dogs and murder.
So, just out of curiosity, do they have the perception and intellect of dogs as they're solving this murder? Or do they have...
They use their dog senses, but they kind of obviously have more like human-esque kind of reasoning and things like that. It's kind of like Brian from Family Guy, where, when he does dog stuff, you're just like, oh yeah, you're a dog that talks, kind of thing.
Well, I guess like for me, for the anthropomorphic animal, there's like that Watership Down... Plague Dogs level, and then you get like straight up Animal Farm where they're just have those complex inner lives, and like I think there should be
if Scooby-Doo was all dogs, I guess.
Okay, so they're basically
that would be the
human intellect level dog. Well, no, and that's cool. I got no problem with that. In fact,
exact way to explain it.
as a fan of the Scruffy series, I will say I am totally cool with that.
That's a deep dive, homie.
I love Scruffy, man. Scruffy
I thought that it's Image. They're doing something different. I find it very cute. The artwork's adorable. It's not all ages, so I just want to warn you on that one, too, because it can get a little graphic.
Yeah, Scruffy didn't really solve murders so much as, more global political issues. Like the Cold War.
Every time you say Scruffy, it's just Futurama for me.
I know that's Scruffy, but there was another Scruffy. There was another. He was sort of a Benji-esque character who had a series of novels by Scholastic. Because all books are by Scholastic, and Scruffy, along with his other group of stray dogs, solved all kinds of adventures together, and it was great. And they actually had a cartoon series on Saturday mornings from the popularity of the Scholastic.
Oh, like Clifford
movies.
the Big Red Dog. Gotcha.
Well, I mean that's kind of a children's book. This was like very few pictures book. This was like
Oh, okay.
This is like your
like a
early
Nancy Drew
reader.
and the Hardy Boys kind of book.
Kind of exactly, yeah. Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. See, I thought she was getting it, but I realized that this is like she was like that was like 20 years ago before I was born. That's like a book from the 70s, man.
The only thing from the 70s that I think I watched that we have in common is probably Groovy Ghoulies.
Yeah, but
it was stuff.
It was very cool, and they, but they were dogs, but they also had that human level intellect, and they also solved crimes. Well, not crimes so much as interpersonal problems for people.
Hey, Lilith,
and like the one where they go to the Berlin Wall, and that's a really, because of course the Berlin Wall dogs, kind of jerks. Just gonna say that the communist dogs.
A bowl of water.
Communist dogs, not the best dogs. They were, guard dogs.
Hey, Lilith, you got to go out and go get a DC book now.
Why?
This week, part 2 of Wally West's time travel adventure came out in Flash 769.
Ah, damn it. Fine, I'll buy it.
They went back to the original numbering just to get you 769.
Okay, why is Wally West having a time travel adventure?
It was like, last time.
Because Barry didn't want to do it anymore?
Well, no, it's like the Speed Force pulled him in because, like, Barry even says, he's like, the Speed Force has always had, like, a deeper connection with Wally than him, of course, this time. But it's, like, very Quantum Leap-esque. I mean, I guess he's basically jumping around because the Speed Force is, like, healing itself somehow that way. And
is he setting things right that once went wrong?
Kind of, sorta, and he's fixing the Speed Force, like him, and he's in Impulse's body in this issue, and he's working with Gold Beetle. I don't know
they're trying to make it up to Wally fans. I see how it is.
Yeah, and it's very Quantum Leap because like Barry's have found the way to communicate with him through the Speed Force, so he's kind of like the owl in his ear.
Yes, I think you mean Voyagers. Which is where we first go back in time to right the things that went wrong in the timeline, because the timeline isn't fixed, and that's why you have to have people who go back in time and fix things. It's okay. The Voyagers. It's all modern time travel. It starts with the Voyagers, and people forget that. That's okay.
But then, yes, the Speed Force also hit a Dominator. So yeah, him and Gold Beetle have to fight a giant Dominator.
Gold Beetle? Who's Gold Beetle?
I guess in the future, I don't know whose daughter it's supposed to be because she's dressed like Booster.
Golden Glider and Booster Gold had a kid. There you go.
Well, no, I mean, she's like, she's dressed in like a Booster Gold suit almost. It looks like, but she's flying around in a Gold Beetle. So,
wait, did they have kids?
I don't know. Maybe that's the origin story.
Maybe Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. It's the future, man. Honestly,
women don't need men. We can just take our rib bone out and make babies apparently now. So
I'm just saying they've done that the other way around too, Lo. So don't get cocky with that. So
and that's
that future world from where Thundra's from, where it's like there are the men's side and the women's side, and we don't intermingle. We just reproduce with our own gender.
I would be down for that.
We're like 20 years away from that. I'm just saying that right now. Within 20 years, you're going to be able to go with your chosen life partner.
Maybe y'all can really go live on Mars now. Elon Musk, take them with you.
I really, really like Hooters.
Same, sister.
Well, lots of people do.
Oh, but then Lilith at the end, he jumps again, and I guess does the World War II, so I'm assuming he's going to be Jay Garrick next time.
Hey-o! Okay, fine. I will buy it. Don't tell anybody. I will buy it. It's just between us hens.
Nobody tell DC.
Yeah, basically.
Lilith, if you have a really good relationship with your comic book procurer, they will sometimes let you take an extra one.
I don't know what.
If you bought enough
That's not the extra one that I'm taking, though.
Okay, yeah, because
Me
every
and
so
my guy,
often
I'm
I'll like.
pretty much single-handedly keeping him afloat. We have a very good relationship.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Every so often I've said, "Oh, I forgot to grab this book," and they just take it. You buy enough stuff, take it. You know. Every so often there'll be some super like cheap toy. He'll just say, go ahead, take it." You know. So my kid would love that. Just take it. That's That's how I got my Quark figure.
Oh, nice.
Yes, because Quark is my favorite.
I wonder if he'll let me have the signed Shatner shirt.
Oh,
Yeah, well, you start getting into stuff that like actually has value, but this is like a $5.
Yeah. Shatner's like Mark Hamill. His autograph's nothing in the Stardom thing because he's always there. It's Harrison Ford's autograph we want because he doesn't sign poop. He doesn't.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
I mean, I love Mark. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying as far as like Star Wars merch, you're gonna see more Mark Hamill than anything else signed, and that's kind of how Shatner is.
I don't know.
I guess from my perspective, it's just like, well, are you buying this as an investment? Is this what you're putting your kids through college on, or is it just
some people?
Well, see, those people are idiots. It's freaking tulips all over again, and dude, if you want to have Mark Hamill sign something, just have Mark Hamill sign it, and just love the fact that Mark Hamill signed it. Its value is completely sentimental. I like Mark Hamill. He's cool.
No, I love him. I'm just saying, Star Wars fans are awful. That's what they always say, and I'm just like, I don't.
Well, I don't think. See, I think all fandoms are good, but that there are a lot of bad fandom people in good fandoms. All fandoms
all
matter.
The same bad people, low-key.
Well, honestly, not for nothing. I think that's true. I think that the people that are like really obsessed about one thing tend to get really obsessed about other things, and I get the feeling that there's it's the same.
Like the Catholic League. It's actually only one person writing those letters.
Exactly. And totally out of communion with the church when they're doing all this stuff, and it's like, what the heck are you talking about? Everybody's just cool. They're like,
canon. I accept it.
Some people don't care about Rey and whether or not she was or was not awesome or great or awful. They're like, well, she's in the movie, so that's cool.
What the F?
There was a time where just being in the movie was considered enough. It's like, I was the guy who was in the Hammerhead suit. Well, then please sign my book, sir. That means the world to me.
I miss those days. The internet ruins everything.
Well, people ruin everything.
Anonymity has ruined society.
Which is why we just need to...
I was waiting on that, Philip, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
Which is why we just need to get those nice new chips that they're going to implant in us, and then we all know who's saying.
Well, you already got the vaccine, so your chip...
I only got the first one. I got to get the second one. That has
the second one activates your...
Exactly. You got to... It's a whole process now. It's not like that J&J one, but the J&J.
Oh, you gotta wait for the 5G to activate it,
Exactly.
Oh, I know where this video ended up. Bye, Fox News.
Yes, because I know exactly what's going on in the universe.
What?
I'm kidding. No one at Fox News can get it. Okay, nobody.
I know. Falcon Winter Soldier. I know.
Chris Evans can get it all day, every day.
I was told that I was allowed to like Chris Evans, so I like Chris Evans. Don't disappoint me, Chris Evans.
He's not a bad person somehow. So, hooray for Chris Evans.
He's like the best of the Hollywood Chris's. Sorry, Chris Pine.
I mean, honestly, yeah, he is the best
Hemsworth.
Chris. You can list Chris. You could list, Chris's all day. Chris Evans is still the best. It's like, there was a thing I saw recently, and it had Chris Elliott in the list. I was like, okay, great. It's like, Chris Elliott, Chris Hemsworth. Exactly. It's like, no matter how you slice it, Chris Evans is still better than all of them, and he's just apparently an honestly decent human being. We're so unused to that.
He's a nice guy, but once those pictures leaked, the little hellfire is all into him for some reason.
That's an
I don't watch people's. I don't do that. The leaked news. Either you put it out yourself, or I don't want it. That's an awfully big rod he's got there.
Oh, what was he? Was he naked in something?
Somebody stole his pictures, as happens,
Well,
And I love how when women's pictures get leaked, it's the fappening. When it happens to a guy, oh my god, don't watch it, you violated his privacy. Have that same energy for everybody.
I need a ton of drops in that voice.
Honestly, quite frankly, I have never gotten that entire idea.
The only reason why I watched Kim's is because it was on Vivid and they had extras. You know? Clearly she wanted somebody to see that.
I didn't get to.
I didn't say what it was.
I know.
Of the People versus Larry Flint. But if you've ever actually seen the photos of Jackie Onassis, they are such bad photos. They're taken with a telephoto lens from 2 miles away.
Yeah.
And that's just like, oh, okay, it's some lady on a beach. Ooh.
Like France,
Yeah, for real. Because not for nothing, she was freaking on France at the time. It's
okay. How do we get on Patreon? All right. Anyone else have any comics?
No,
that was the cleanest version of Patreon I've ever heard.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying I didn't get it. And that was, and again, this is why I have that difficulty with that persona that we reviewed on the Patreon show. Well, the man's biopic that that you guys did. I wasn't there. That's why I'm saying I didn't get to be a part of it because of various logistical things at the time, and I just wanted to put in those 2 cents. So sorry, Phil, since we were discussing leaked nudes, I thought we were discussing it.
Let's get back to comics just real quick. Shout out to Amazing Spider-Man 64. I feel like we're finally picking up steam again. Thank God.
Yeah, because we're getting to Sinister War, and I believe that's July also.
Oh,
okay.
Boy.
Are we going to talk about this book now? Because I got a lot to say about this book.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, first off, I'm so glad that we're out of the whole selfie Spidey story of where it's like, okay, he's in the blue suit now, and we're just seeing it as like, oh, it's a tech-based symbiote. It's because this isn't going to come back and bite me in the butt in any possible way, because every time I had a suit that just transforms itself, it always works out perfectly.
And
that's how we get Clone Wars.
Yeah, but no, I liked it.
Courtesy of Ray Palmer.
I liked it because it was a good story, but I really liked our backup.
Of course you did.
Because I kind of get the feeling what we're getting in that is, well, they're trying to do the whole Harry exorcism with Mordu, which is obviously not going to work because it's Mordu. Come on. Really.
Burn.
It's Mordu. Come on. The guy, he has the same problem Doom has. He wants magic for, like, power, and that's not how it works. It's like that's what makes you a petty dabbler, is because you don't understand the depth and the complexity of what you're working with. You're just trying to say, but it says in the book this should work. It's like, if that's how magic worked, don't you think there would be a lot more magic users? And it's just really, and for what it's worth, demons are just always waiting for those guys who's like, oh yeah, totally, that's how it works. You did it, man. Now let me give you some magical powers that are going to have no negative repercussions whatsoever. Okay? Way to go, dude. Because then we see that same little millipede crawls inside Otto's brain at the end, which gets me the idea that this is where Kindred has gone. It wasn't taking over Harry. It was taking over the body of Harry. And that now that it's gone, it's like, that little guy in Shazam, Mr. Mind? I know Mr. Mind doesn't crawl into people's heads, but just that idea that, oh, there's this little bug that you don't even notice and that crawls away. And so once they get done, it's just going to be Harry's like, what the heck is going on, man? I was like, last I remember, I was in France.
Amnesia, the damn Osborn.
I was in freaking France, and all of a sudden, I'm just here. I don't know, man. I thought I was dead for a while. But so so I think this is going to be like the superior auto thing. And I kind of wonder if we're going to get that, because I get the feeling those gaps in his memory were left by somebody, because he made a deal with somebody, because of course petty dabblers doing the thing that petty dabblers do, and he was like, "Oh, I'll happily grant you your wishes with absolutely no negative repercussions whatsoever. I promise."
Yeah, because Mephisto gave him his
Promises
original
not
body.
valid unless it's not
Well,
valid.
again, Mephisto gave him his original body back, and we all know who Mephisto is the uncle of, right?
Or aunt at this point, to be honest.
Oh,
I'm
true.
not sure.
So he's gonna wipe that Peter Parker identity from his mind. Yeah. Stay away from my nephew.
Well, but
Or marry me.
I think it's going to be something. But yeah, but I get the feeling that we're going to get that Kindred is now taking over Otto, and that's going to be this whole thing. And I know this is all leading into Heroes Reborn eventually, where Mephisto makes his big power move. And then there's going to be that one person who just can't be affected by it, like Boulder, because he just is completely unaffected by anything. So, this isn't right.
I know, but that's Heroes Reborn isn't even lasted that long, isn't it? Like what? Is it 1 month?
It's like 1 month. 1 month.
Yeah.
The whole universe.
Books, but it's all like 1 month. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah.
I got money. I got stimulus money burning my hole in my pocket. Gonna buy some comic books. It's gonna be great.
Well, that's the one industry that definitely needs it. So much.
I am here to stimulate, my friends. I am here to stimulate.
Hey-o.
Oh.
So it is getting late, boys, and I know you got another show to do. So, all
right, and she has to bandage up the dog. So,
yeah, it's time for his pain pill. So, poor thing.
Anyway, so send us your thoughts, kids. I'm sure next week we'll probably talk the finale of Invincible, right?
Absolutely, and we can give our overall thoughts and stuff, and maybe prediction for season 2.
That's right. So, yes,
it is greenlit for season 2. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's kind of a no-brainer.
So come back next week or send your thoughts, kids. Invincible, the finale. You can still send us Falcon and Winter Soldier thoughts, because Charlie Esser and I are going to talk it on Super Connectivity. So send all your thoughts. Send your thoughts on comics. What the hell's going on with Superman and the Authority? Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow Capes and Lunatics on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can find links to all of our various social medias for all the shows. Links to this YouTube channel. Watch us live, like Ray and Finn. Hello, Finn. Hold on, I think I might have received a message. Is it gonna work? I think it was like
those damn Apple phones.
Oh, shut up! All right, never mind. I think it was Finn saying hi, but yeah. So links to the YouTube, links to the Patreon, links to merchandise. Drop there, you go. All in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And please remember to support the sponsors. Tweaked Audio.
Well, get yourself some in-ear headphones so you can enjoy HD audio quality.
So crystal clear, you can actually hear little Hellfire's eyes roll in her head.
You can hear the shiny, sparkly quantum tentacles.
You can actually hear Charlie Esser twirl his mustache.
Sparkly quantum tentacles.
The sound of villainy being afoot.
Speaking of, also go pick up Hunt a Killer.
Michelle Gray still needs your help, guys. And I heard this next season of the series is going to be pretty great. And she always needs help hunting killers. So do that, because we have a.
If you're one of those kids who likes murders, this may be for you.
Murder and texting, baby.
Little Hellfire's jam.
Don't forget to use Southgate code on both of those websites, though. Seriously, kids, save yourself some money.
Yeah.
Not everybody's got stimulus money to burn.
Burn. Anyway, so yes, and if that's not enough for you, please go pick up Pod Life the book, now in digital and paperback. Audio version is coming soon.
We'll gift that to you, my darling Marn Bug, so don't worry.
Oh my, for their anniversary, yes. So get that on Amazon, and when you go on Amazon for that or anything else, because you know you're on there daily like Lilith Hellfire, use the link for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. Help us support this show, the network, and
that Stray Dog 7 murders himself.
That man, that authority man in the fingerless gloves, Rob Master Doom Southgate.
Make it rain, so says Master Doom.
Your weak sauce.
Oh, here you go.
Nice mustache, Charlie. Mark my words.
Lilith.
If you nerds want to hang out with me on the interwebs, you can find me live tweeting whatever the hell I want, whenever the hell I want, over on Twitter at Lilith Hellfire. Find me on TikTok at Lilith Hellfire 69. And, of course, on the gram at Lilith Hellfire 69 as well.
Smash it.
Choke that chicken.
Charlie out there.
Well, if you'd like to write to me the old-fashioned email way, where Miles and Paz wants to do so at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at gmail.com. And follow me on Twitter as I live tweet. Well, so whatever I want to, when I want to, and I will do something soon, I promise. Charlie Esser, that's CHARLIEESSER. Look for the two E's in the middle. For what?
For quality.
Bing.
We're running along, you see.
Charlie Esser's Twitter. He'll do what he wants.
I don't care. I do what I want.
Thank you for joining us for another week. We have been your capes.
Ampersand.
Lunatics.
Quietly.
Thank you for watching us, Finn, and whatever your dad's name is.
Don't you talk to Captain Tank Top like that.
No, why?
Better respect your elders.
You better be wearing the tank top, Ray, or you're dead to her.
I saw he was drinking wine over on the Batman show. I was like, yes.
So yes, go Monday into the night, and we are the night. Go check them out. Until then, catch ya.
See you later, sucker.